Hello everyone, my name is Blessing and Colin. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be responding to a question from my Management 303 class. Let's get started. Now the question reads, Happy Supermarket Sales Assistant. Imagine you are the HR officer for the Happy Supermarket. The store manager complains that newly hired cashiers often quit their jobs within 3 months, saying it's too stressful and not what they expected. So using the steps of job analysis explain, describe how you will conduct a job analysis for the cashier role. What sources of information would you use to collect accurate data? Finally, write 2 responsibilities for the job description and 2 requirements for the job specification. To conduct the job analysis for the cashier as an HR officer, the first thing I'll do is to gather the background information. So in order to gather the background information, I want to review the existing job description, and then next I want to look at the training manuals for cashiers to see how well the cashiers are being trained for the cashier position, to see how well cashiers are being trained for the position. And also I want to look at the store policies, and I want to also look at the past performance records of former cashiers on how effective they were on the work. Now after I have collected and gathered my background information, I'm going to use 3 methods to do my analysis, and these 3 methods are the interview method, the observation method, and the questionnaires. Now in order to how will I conduct my interview? I will start by interviewing current cashiers, supervisors, and store managers to understand the daily tasks and challenges they face. And then I will also carry out my observation method. I will want to look at the workers during the peak and the non-peak hours of their actual workflow, to see when the workload is high on them, how well they are able to work under pressure, how they interact with workers, how they interact with customers when customers come to buy, how they interact with the customers, how they communicate with the customers. So I want to look at their interaction with the customers. And also I want to observe them too when the workload decreases, what they are doing when no customers are coming in, what they are doing. And then the next method I will look at is the questionnaire. Now I will distribute various questions out to get the opinions. Now when the data has been collected, they are going to be verified by supervisors and sample of other experienced cashiers. Based on the verified data, I will want to create the job description and the job specification. Now 2 key responsibilities of the job description I will create. One is to accurately process the customer's transaction using a POS system, that is the point of sales system, including the handling of cash, credit, and digital payment. Now the next requirement, the next responsibility I will create is to provide friendly and efficient customer service on how to respond to customer inquiry and how to handle complaints of the clients. And now the 2 requirements I would recommend for the job specification will be: 1, education. You should be able to attain at least minimum high school education, and you should also have basic math and computer skills, and you should have the ability to operate with the POS system. And now the next requirement for the job specification is to have personal qualities. Your communication skills must be strong, and you must also have the ability to work under pressure, and then to know how to compose yourself during basic periods and hours. So the second question reads, hospital receptionist. So the hospital administrator asks you to review the role of a receptionist at the GFK hospital. Patients have been complaining about long waiting times and poor communication from the receptionist. So the administrator suspects that the job may not be well defined or clarified. As an HR practitioner applying a job analysis, what methods will you use to understand the receptionist tasks, challenges, and require skills? So after completing the analysis, list one working condition that should be included in the job description and one essential skill or attribute that should appear in the job specification. So to respond to this question, as an HR practitioner, to understand the receptionist tasks, challenges, and required skills at GFK, I will use a combination of the following methods. These methods include the interview method, I will use the observation method, and also I will use the questionnaire method. Now, for the interview method, I will conduct interview with current receptionists to know their day-to-day tasks and also to know the difficulties they encounter in the workplace. I also want to know their interaction with patients, how they interact, how they communicate with the patient. And two, I will also conduct interview with the supervisors and other staff working in the hospital to know their expectations in the job, to know their expectation, what they're looking for, what they look forward to. And also I will also carry out interview with the patient if appropriate to hear their perspective, because sometimes patients come on an appointment to the hospital feeling upset, feeling anxious, and I don't know how they are being treated. So conducting interview with them will help me to know how effective the receptionists are. So I'll also carry out interview with the patients. And now for the observation method, I will observe the receptionist. I will carry on direct observation with the receptionist during their busy and quiet hours. I will keep eye on the receptionist. And now, what are those things I will observe and monitor on the receptionist? I will look at how they handle the patient registration and inquiries. I will look at how they interact, how they communicate with the patients. And also, I will also monitor them on the issue of the lines. I will watch on how they manage long lines and multitask. When there are many patients coming in the hospital, how they are able to manage them. Are they treating them with care? Are they yelling at them? How are they treating them? So I want to take that into consideration. And also I want to carry out revision of existing documents by checking patient records, also the work schedules, when the receptionist need to be on a shift and when they need to be at work. So I want to take that into consideration. I also want to look at the complaint letters. How many complaint records are coming? How many records are coming from the patient on the job? So I want to check the complaint records from patients to see why the communication, why there is a communication issue or delay happening in the workplace. And also I want to carry out the third observation I will carry out is the questionnaire. Of course, I will give a few questions to receptionists on the tasks that they do regularly on a daily basis. The tasks that they do regularly, I will give question on that, and also I will ask them on the skills that they think are important, those skills that need to be added. So I will give a question on that too. And also I will also give them question on the situation in the workplace that is too stressful for them to get their point of view. And then one crucial working condition I would recommend in the job description after I've gathered my job analysis, one crucial work condition I would recommend in the job description is the requirement for maintaining a calm and patient demeanor under pressure. Because sometimes there are interruptions, sometimes there are noise, and sometimes the patient may not feel comfortable. One essential skill I would recommend in the job specification will be an effective communication and intellectual skill. Why? To be able to provide clear information and to be able to maintain good attitude for the patients and also the staff. So I would recommend an effective communication skill in the workplace. So as an HR practitioner, these are things I would take into consideration. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please kindly subscribe